Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm out for my first wild camp since I got back from Scotland, and yeah, I'm hoping I haven't forgot anything in my bargain and kit wise, because it's been a bit of a slog to get here. It's taken a lot of motivation to make me want to pack that and come out, because it's been raining and thoroughly miserable, but I'm here. I was going to go to another location if it didn't let up. If there looks like there's going to be a little bit of a window of opportunity, and obviously I'm here to exploit it. The location, well, this here is classified as rainforest. In the spring, summer and autumn, this is a sea of green. It's damp. You can see by the trees above me, there's tons of moss, lichen, and it's literally, you know, a sea of green, every green you can think about. But this time of year, it's a deciduous forest, most of it. Most of the leaves have come and dropped off. Even the bracken is died right back, which has made it a lot easier for me to move around in here, because in the actual growing season, it can be as high as your shoulders. Now, this is a little bit of a sheltered valley between two bits of high ground, and if you followed the well, basically the re-entrant all the way down to the river, it's just basically woodlands like this. These are actually, you know, get called the Atlantic forests or the Celtic forests, because they sit mostly within Cornwall, parts of Devon, Wales and Scotland. I think there's a few on the west coasts of or west side of England, but they're primarily called the Celtic forests because they receive all the moisture and that little bit more of warmth from the Atlantic Ocean. So, you know, they are actually recognized as, you know, by professionals as a rainforest. So I'm grateful I've got this on my doorstep. It's something different. I'm going to get a tarp set up, and I think it's just going to be just the simple classic A-frame. I'm not going to go too overboard, but I do want to get a shelter which I can move around inside. Tarp tent might be too restrictive, quite simply because if it rains, and there's every chance it will, I could be undercover from pretty much when I put it up till I decide to take it down and go home. There's never no guarantees, and yeah, let's make this happen. I'm just going to go for a very quick recce around this area, actually, because I camped here last year. I think it was the beginning of spring or summer last year. I do have a video on that, incidentally, and I can't actually find that exact pitch, that location. And basically that was quite a nice pitch. This isn't quite as good as, so I'm just going to have a quick look around this bottom area down here and see if it was down in amongst that. There is some farm buildings just across the valley there. I don't want to get too much, you know, much closer to them, but I'm sure it was around here somewhere. I'm not going to invest too much time because it is pretty much the wrong time of day to be just, you know, meandering around and not getting nothing done. So yeah, I'm going to have a quick look around here before I put that tent up, or tarp. This is looking a little bit more familiar over here. I can hear a load of agricultural vehicles down on the lanes. I'm out of sight, but as you can see, I haven't gone very cammed up. In fact, I would say this is possibly, yeah, this is where I camped last time. Yep, I've just found it. Right. And there's the fire pit or fire ring. It's been there forever. I didn't set it up. Yeah, this is a lot better, a lot flatter. Yep, this is, I'm gonna have to go back all the way back up there and get my kit. Right, I'm burning time. Well, it wasn't a waste of effort because I found a flatter, better area, and that's the one I used last time while I was here. So we haven't lost anything other than time, but yeah, let's go and get the stuff. Well, camp is all set up and in quick time. It doesn't take a lot to throw up my setup. In fact, I pride myself on being, how shall I word this? I'll try to be as gentle as I can. Unlike most of the other YouTube wild campers, I pride myself on being a hobo, a little bit of a wild man of North Cornwall. No fancy gear and setups, all pretty much the most basic and cheapest items that you could possibly do wild camping. And it kind of suits me. But just in the spirit of that, there's no fancy drinks or no fancy ales or custom craft items. In spirit of being a hobo, I actually have hazelnut moonshine. And as a crafter who makes hiking sticks out of hazel, hey, it just says or screams everything about me. And just to reinforce that point, I've just been and brought a load of offcuts from my woodshed, and they're the offcuts from hiking sticks and other various sticks or types of sticks that didn't make it through the workshop. They're the offcuts, and they'll be keeping me warm tonight. No fancy fireboxes or anything like that. Just an old dog bowl and a dishwasher stainless steel cutlery holder to let things dry off. Hey, it's as simple as you can get. Right, this stuff is quite strong actually. You can taste the nuts. It's got like kind of like a very caramelized nutty taste. And I would say if I was going to be in the spirit of like a wine tester, with a oaky bark touch to it. So it's an acquired taste, and I can feel the alcohol burning on my tongue and roof of my mouth as it is now. As for tea, I've got a leftover dehydrated meal from when I was on the West Highland Way, so I'm going to use that up tonight. But I'd like to talk a bit about wild boars, if you would grant me that privilege. Now, I've just seen that they've pretty much said wild boars are on Dartmoor, and there was a bit of a thing last week, some video footage of them, a group of them trotting along a big piece of moorland by a woodland. Now, they were making a bit of a thing about it, but I've seen way back when that people said they've seen wild boar on Dartmoor. In fact, I actually read in the comments on one of the threads that one guy said he'd actually shot them on the north side of two of them on the north side of Dartmoor. So they're there. There's no question that they're on Dartmoor. But when I was actually living near Holsworthy, oh, this is going back years, a load of activists let a load of wild boar out, and we had to keep the kids in. you know, all the official people told the school this kids had to be picked up by parents, nobody else, like, you know, they couldn't walk home. We had to keep them in, and after a couple of days it all died down. They said they caught them, or I think they may have even shot a few, but there were still a few at large and they never got caught. Well after that, I was in a woodland in between well, I think it was St Giles and Haverley, and I found a piece of ground that looked like it'd been churned over. Now, my old friend who had a farm when I was a kid, they used to keep pigs, so I know what it looks like, and I, you know, when it's been turned over by pigs. So I just assumed that was possibly wild boars, didn't think nothing of it. But the thing is, I've wondered, are wild boars here in North Cornwall, up on Bodmin Moor? I can't find anything, I haven't read nothing about it, but in the intro you would have seen a bit of footage where I'm looking across to Dartmoor. Now, it doesn't take a lot of you know, thought to think that they could get to here, because some parts are quite remote. And the reason I'm saying that is possibly 4 to 5 years ago I was in a woodland between Launceston and Bodmin, and I actually found a piece of ground turned over like I did after that those pigs escaped near the holes of the area. I know what it looks like. And you know, you don't say anything because you don't think nothing of it. And we're not talking about big cats and nothing, because let's face it, wild boar are on the next moorland, you know, from here. So it's not a big stretch of imagination to think that they could be here. But I've not read anything to say that they are here. Yet, like I said, about 3 or 4 years ago, I found a piece of ground in a woodland, a commercial woodland, that was turned over just like what I saw in the other woodland. So, in my mind, I think there's probably a few of them kicking around on Bodmin Moor. But that's just my idle speculation. But somebody may yet photograph them, video them, or possibly shoot them. I don't know. So, wild boar, are they here in Cornwall yet? The only obstacle really is the tamer, which separates Cornwall from England. Anybody's guess, eh? Right, I've put my camo coat on. I'm not trying to be too stealthy, but I'm on a hillside here, and because there's no coverage from foliage, you can be seen when you walk through, well, basically where the bracken would be, and it's killed off any tree growth. When you're in amongst, even without the leaves, the trees down there, the branches, you're invisible to anybody looking down on you or up to you. But I'm going for a little bit of a recce, because last time I was here I found a little hole in the ground. I don't know if it is an adit to a mine shaft or whether it is water drainage runoff from mining activity. Either way, I'm going to see if I can find it. It did take me a while to find this camp spot, and the light is just starting to go. I'm going to cook some food when I get back, but I'm just going to invest a small little bit of time to see if I can find out whether it is an adit or a water drainage system for what would have been mining activity in this area. Either way, don't know. I'm not going to go poking around inside holes inside the ground. I just want to have a little bit better look at it to try and make up my mind what it actually is. Trouble is, it's gone quite still, and because it's gone still, I can hear dog walkers, even though they're like quarter mile away. I can still hear them, and I can hear quad bikes whizzing around fields down in the valley. Nowhere near me, but because it's still, you can hear every little sound, even with my bad hearing, because I do suffer from surfer's ear. I do need some operations to fix that. I need a lot of operations to fix a lot of stuff, but I keep putting it off. Right, looking back through there, you can just see the coyote brown tarp. Would have probably been better if I'd had camo for the way I wild camp, but I just thought I'd get something different. It's not that noticeable. And I'm trying to work out where that hole was. Right, up through here. That view never gets old. All the way down through the valleys. And I'm high. I'm well above everything all the way to Dartmoor. Right, I'm zoomed out as much as my phone can go. And all that band over there, that beige band, that's Dartmoor. So it doesn't take a big stretch of the imagination to think they've wandered through all these valleys to get up here. I'm sure they could make it up here with me. Right, let's forget about wild boar and get more back into the present. I'm on a cattle and sheep track running alongside what is the boundary wall before you go out onto the moor proper. You kind of leave the confines of this forest and valley, but it's good easy going along here actually. As you can see, light is beginning to dip, so I don't want to be away from camp too long. I want to get something to eat. Well, I'm not too hungry because I had bacon sandwiches before I came out. This is the thing. I wander all these places, but you can't do everything all the time, and I really can't find that bloody hole anymore. Well, I've found another hole. It's not the original hole that I was looking for. It's facing in the opposite direction, but it's a hole nevertheless. And I'm not going to go ferreting around in it. I'll let you have a look. And that's just another reason that you do need to be careful when you're wild camping, particularly in areas like where I wild camp. There is a lot of historic mining activity. So, you know, always be on your guard and know what you're doing, and know basically the area that you are wild camping in. Right, I've come around this way to get better access, but like I keep saying, this isn't the hole I'm actually trying to find, the one I found last time. This is another one, and you can see that it's I'm not sure if it was just, you know, to carry waste water or whether it's an adit. To me, it's got the feel of an adit because I can see the blocks have been, well, the granite blocks have been cut and stacked up. Obviously, it's been filled with earth, but there's still a fair entrance there. I got no torch to look in there. Don't worry, I'm not going nowhere in there. Don't ever consider it because these are death traps. But I got a feeling that could be a mine entrance, an adit, a way into a mine. Well, camp is in one piece. You might have heard horses going up on the lane a quarter mile away, and all the dogs. They were blowing their horn to keep the dogs going up the road. So where they've been hunting, I don't know. Obviously not here. But obviously they got to keep the dogs are trained to come to the horn. So as they use the country lanes to go to area, they use the horn and the dogs follow the sound of the horn. But yeah, no dogs made it up to camp. It's all in one piece. Wild camping, hillbilly style. It's all that moonshine. A hunt on the move and mine shafts. Hey, there you go. Right then, I've got this, an adventure food, and it's the, what's it, pasta bolognese. So I'm interested to try this. I mean, I bought them, like I said, when I was going to go on the West Highland Way, but I never used them because I took enough food for pretty much just almost 2.5 weeks for that trail. I kind of thought nothing was going to be open. Not much was open, but I didn't need that amount of food, if that makes any sense. So I used all my wet food, but most of the dry, well, all the dry food came back home with me. So I've got probably enough of these type of things to do me probably till the summer wild camping. Yeah, so I'm going to try this one and give it a go and see what I missed out on by not having it on the trail. But adventure food, I've never heard of them, but I got them online. Filter that line. Hopefully there'll be enough water for my coffee. Put that there. I forgot baby wipes to wash up afterwards, so it's going to be bushcraft style with moss. Whoa. How much water is that? That's about it, I think. Just enough for coffee as well. Result. Yeah, it says to remove that. It's blatantly got do not eat all over that. So always read the packet. Right, I've just put my poncho on my actual ridge line. There's a track way down over there, and I've put this here with the tarp in conjunction with it, just to block out any light from the fire I'm going to get going over there. It's at that time of day, the light is going fast now, I can think about getting a fire. I don't want to be messing around in the pitch black trying to start it, but I don't want to start it too soon because it's quite cold, so any smoke that's condensing will get seen. Right, I'm going to get my fire ready to go. I've just got some emergency fire lighting stuff. A bit of kids' inner tube from a punctured inner tube that was so beyond repair. I've kept it as like an emergency fire starter. A bit of cordage there. I'll use this as well because I want to mess it. I'm not going to mess about, trying to do bushcraft start. I want to get it started. Just going to fray it up like that. I'm going to cut it just to get it going, and it is quite tough actually. This pocket knife is actually sharp. Took about 3 passes to go through that, and a little bit of this inner tube as well. Like I said, I'm just going a little bit overboard because I just want it to start. I don't want to be messing about. There you go. Light dropped off fast. I think I'm going to have to move around the other side of this fire. I'm waiting to get some good coals. It's struggling there at the minute. Ugh. No, I can't get into my bag. I've zipped it up that well. Definitely a very generous sized portion. and it tastes extremely nice. I'm enjoying this. It tastes almost as good as the ones we cook at home. Not quite, but nearly. Yeah, I recommend this. Adventure food, pasta bolognese. Yeah, nice. There she goes. She's finally off. It's always that nervous thing when you start a fire and it just trickles. It doesn't actually fully just go off. That's taken probably about 10 minutes to really take off, and that's dry wood. Now, I was going to say it's extremely peaceful and I'm enjoying this. I'm still eating my bolognese. There's loads of it. The issue is I've got jet planes going over it. I obviously can't see them, can't even see their trails because it's getting dark, but I don't know where they're all coming from. Hopefully they'll stop in a minute. Oh, that fire's really going now. Look at that. That is warming. It's warming my legs up now. I can hear loads of like crows. They're going to roost in the trees over there. Right, I've got one of my head torches. The one that's not that brilliant actually. It's getting old and it doesn't seem to illuminate that well. But I just use that as kind of, it's attached to my hiking stick, as you can see, in the ground. And that just gives me a basic camp light that I can work around. It's like gives you a permanent light on the camp area, but it's not that bright. It doesn't you know, shine from miles around. The campfire is quite manageable now. I've got coals there. I don't have to have loads of wood on it just to keep it going. But I'm going to get a hot chocolate on the go, and after that I'll settle into my hazelnut moonshine. Oh, it has been an extremely pleasant night actually sat here. It's only about 8:30, 9 o'clock, but I've really enjoyed the peace and quiet. I can hear foxes scritching and going, but other than that, the odd dog barking, farm dog barking down in the valley. But I am beginning to get cold. But this was definitely worth coming out for. And it's kind of, I took the gamble. I mean, I was even considering scrapping it and doing it later on, you know, when the weather was more guaranteed, or even going to a different location. The location I was going to use is one that there is a shelter already there, but it's only kind of half a wild camping feeling. I do enjoy going there, but I usually save that for when the weather's really bad. So yeah, I'm glad I've come out and done this one now. Right, I've got a pillow, I've got 4 roll mats, and so I'm not feeling cold that way. Nothing's coming up through the floor, and I've got the full Arctic sleeping bag like I said, and because I'm beginning to warm up really fast now, I'm feeling like I could actually watch a film on the phone. but I'm not going to do that. I really want to get some sleep. And so tomorrow, usually when I get home from a wild camp, the day really is really slow. You know, I get home, put my kit down, sort it out. Sometimes it waits till the following day, but I just feel really sluggish the day after. So if I get some sleep now, when I do get home, I'll be straight on it with the missus and kids and get on with them. I did actually promise them I'd take them out on their dirt bikes, so I'm going to make that happen. So I'm going to get some sleep. Catch you in the morning. Well, morning guys. That was quite a difficult night's sleep. The last part of the night, the moon as it orbits, it follows its path across the sky, was basically coming right in the apex, or the back apex of the A-frame here. And I don't know if it was a full moon last night. I haven't kept abreast with it, but it illuminated the whole of the inside tent, almost like somebody was shining a spotlight inside the tent. So yeah, that kept me awake. I'm sure that happened last time. In this, I need to go side a different angle, but I've got some sheep down the way. I did hear something moving around outside the tarp last night, so I'm taking it as sheep. But I'm going to get a cup of coffee on the go, and it's gone really cold. It is quite cold. There's a little bit of a breeze, and it looks like there's a bit of mist. But coffee's the order of the day to start with. Right. Yeah. Well, where that tree stump is, the left hand side, oh, like I said, the moon was shining in there so bright. So there's no foliage on the leaves. Like I said, it's deciduous, and the moon was tracking all the way across there, and it didn't dip below the horizon on this hill. It just went right along there, and it was basically hitting me full on right in through there. Right, this coffee feels like it's taken forever. Yeah, it's definitely boiling. I can't wait any longer. I want a full cup. Whoop, not that full. Right then guys, all picked up, packed up, leave no trace and all that good stuff. I'm going to be making my way back off this hill now. The wind is starting to get quite cold. My hands are getting, I didn't bring no gloves, so a little bit stupid of me, but my hands are getting a little bit cold. So I'm going to make my way back down off here and get off back home. And it's been thoroughly needed, this camp. I've only been home from the West Highland Way possibly a month, but to be outside, staying outdoors, it does feel like a lifetime actually, because I was on the trail so long. But putting that to one side, it's good to get back in the game and or get back into the saddle, as some people would say. But for now, all that's left to be said is take care, stay safe, and I hope to catch you guys on the trail.